Night of the Skull, directed by Jesus Franco. Really, they reused scenes of the movie for the opening credits sequence, and it's the most intense scene in the film. I hate it when movies do this. It spoils the film. At first, I thought this scene was in language because he was reading from a book, but I actually had to turn on the subtitles. Really, Tubi, you can do better work than that. Is that a candle leg coming out of a man's crotch? And the man has his feet behind his head? That is blasphemy. So we see the skull head. Are you telling me that that plastic foam face is supposed to scare me? He buries the man in wet sand, but it does it way too fast. He's not actually buried, so we don't know if he died. But we learned that that old man was a asshole father who brought this family away from their small town to live on a deserted island where there's a skull that goes around and kills people. This movie is actually a mystery to find out who's wearing the skull mask. And there's a tease that it's her husband because her husband is known to have some anger issues. Instead of being about the cuckoo clocks, this movie this movie had to beat Black Christmas at creating the slasher genre. I'm afraid, please help me. So far, the biggest scare in this movie is thunder. Does this movie think we're a bunch of dogs? So the school attacks a woman. Okay, she's actually good at acting like what actually is happening to her. She's good at reacting to actually being handcuffed. Somehow, that's a rarity in my reviews. Usually, when people see actual knife coming towards their face, they act like they dropped peanuts. Scene we saw in the opening credits. Blah blah blah. So we learned that he was going to give the fortune to everybody in the house. So each person gets 10% of the fortune, but his wife gets 30%. But everybody in his house is going to die. This is punishing them for having selfish thoughts, like using a dead man's money. They zoom in on the Asian woman's eyes because she's the only person seen at a dinner table that's not white. And we're supposed to be very scared because she knows something about gods, like the gods are connected to her mind. The cops shoot her husband, and this is foreshadowing how the husband could have been the killer because the cops suspected him, but there's still 40 minutes left in the film, so he's not the person with the skull mask. Confess to what? Being the person in the skull mask? Or like an Asian woman too much? We will learn that the father was not alive to approve of this girl and that man dating. I guess the father didn't foresee that forcing her to wear maid clothes would attract her to strong, overbearing men. What made using the subtitles on Tubi even worse is that Tubi often confuses words like town and city. The Skull Man wants to kill him because he didn't believe in the philosophy theories he came up with when he was still alive. And they're like, maybe we could make some more money off people who want to buy philosophy DVDs of us debating. The girl is in shock. This is so intense. No, it's not. The Skull Man only tackled and tortured three people in this film. and we saw one of those three in the opening credit sequence. The end. I don't know what those numbers mean. So that's Night of the Skull. Even though this movie was revolutionary for bringing slashers to the screen, I still don't really like it. It's kind of dull, and it doesn't have the camera technique of Black Christmas of not showing the killer and just having the cameraman might be the killer. So this movie wasn't that fun and didn't really keep my interest that well. But I guess I still recommend it if you want to know where slasher started.